Hello, this is Anthony Morore, and we are on Tell Us. And today we have a great guest who is going to tell us some interesting things. But basically, she's going to tell us how to connect to your power, passion, and purpose. And I believe we are going to have a great time together with Carrie Schmidt. Welcome to the show, Carrie.
Thank you, Anthony. I'm excited to be here today. Let's talk about all kinds of good stuff.
Oh, yeah, sure. And we are excited to have you on our show. It's a wonderful day where I am. It's a bright, although it's evening. Where are you right now?
I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina area. And by the way, my friends who are listening, he's in Greece. That's my dream. My dream is to go to Greece, Santorini, Greece, maybe on my honeymoon soon one day.
Oh, that's beautiful, and I wish you all the best. I wish that your dream becomes a reality. It starts with a dream, and then going after your dream.
Amen. That's right. And never give up and don't ever doubt it. I don't doubt it. I will be in Santorini,
Oh
Greece. I
yeah,
can, I
sure.
will, I am.
It shall happen. So we are honored that you are here to tell us about connecting to our passion and purpose. But before we even get to connect to that, we would be curious to know now where you are. Is that where you were born and raised up? How was it growing up? A bit about yourself, please.
Okay, so I
Mhm.
was actually born and raised in Sharon, Pennsylvania, which is Western Pennsylvania on the border of Ohio and PA. Um, very, very small town. And my whole life, I just kind of wanted to move away from that town just because I'll tell you why. We get less than 40 days of sunshine a year.
Oh,
So it's gray skies, it snows 6 months of the year usually. And so I felt like I was hibernating half of my life. And my
mm-hmm,
dream and my goal was to move south to
mm-hmm,
either the Carolinas, Florida, Georgia, Texas, somewhere with blue skies and sunshine. And I was able to manifest that into fruition. And about 7 years ago, my son, my mother, and I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina area. So I love it here. Sunshine and blue skies.
oh, and how was it growing up when you were young at school? What experiences can you want to share with us here?
Yeah, so I actually write about my life in my book Behind the Screen.
Mm-hmm.
And I went through some difficult times growing up. I really did. My parents got divorced when I was younger, and my sister and I separated. She lived with my dad, I lived with my mom. And then I went through some difficult relationship issues as a teenager, which I share as well.
Mm-hmm.
My stories are pretty real, raw, and uncut, and I share that so that my readers can realize that if you're struggling and you feel alone, you're not alone, because I feel like we all go through times in our life, we go through seasons, and it's all about how you deal with those experiences and how you deal with those emotions. So
Mm-hmm.
growing up, I had an older sister. She was 8 years older than me. I hung out with her and her friends a lot. I actually learned how to drive a stick shift geo tracker when I was 9.
Mm-hmm.
You ask, I tell.
Yes, yeah, tell us.
Tell us. Um, let's see. I was a cheerleader. I graduated with honors, but I
Yes,
almost didn't.
you seem to be a cheerleader.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Um, let's see what else. I graduated with honors. I went to college. I went to Youngstown State University and got a marketing management degree.
Mm-hmm.
And after college, that's when I had my son, which is my angel baby, who I've raised on my own since he was born. He's now 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, just good stuff, good life stuff.
Mm. And presently, what do you do?
So presently, I am an author and I just published my first book, Behind the Screen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 24 days past the book launch, so I'm doing a lot of promotion and just trying to get my story out there to the masses.
Mm.
I am a motivational speaker and a life and business success coach. So I basically help people overcome their limiting beliefs, overcome their subconscious programming, because the truth is, we have all been conditioned by our past experiences.
Mm-hmm. And first and
And
foremost, congratulations.
thank you. Thank you.
Now, yeah, now let's go to how we've been conditioned from our previous experiences.
Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
know. I try to jump right in there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we all have memories from our past, and
Mm-hmm.
memories are associated with emotions or feelings. And what we don't realize is from 0 to 7 years old, the brain is on a download. It's literally downloading everything. It's in a theta brainwave frequency. So the children are basically seeing the world around them, and the brain is downloading all the information they're being introduced to. What we don't realize is that becomes our subconscious program, and is will replay unconsciously on the screen of our, how we view life, and it contributes to certain things in our life as adults. Are you there, Anthony? It looks like you're frozen. I just want to make sure we're good. So I'll just keep going. The screen is really your lens of life. It's how you view yourself and how you view other people, how you perceive other people view you, and vice versa. So if you want to really understand the power of our mind, you have to understand that we have a subconscious program that operates our daily life throughout the day. We're 5% conscious. We're conscious 5% of the time. 95% of the time, the subconscious mind is playing behind our screen, behind our conscious awareness. I don't know what happened to Anthony, you guys. So I'm just going to keep teaching you about the subconscious mind. And when you realize the power of it, that's when this is your time. Right now, in this present moment, we have the opportunity to become conscious, raise our level of awareness to our thoughts, and understand that we think over 60,000 thoughts on a daily basis. That's a lot of thoughts that are going through our head. Those thoughts create feelings in our body, and our bodies carry out those feelings no matter what, because that's what our subconscious program does. Unfortunately, some of the thoughts may be negative, and those thoughts create negative emotions in our body. And based on your emotions, you might react within certain situations or around certain people. And that's the key. The key is to raise your level of awareness so that you can pause before reacting. You can gain a higher level of consciousness so that you can decide for yourself if you should make a different choice or react in a different way. Okay. So when you realize that we have this screen and our perception shapes our reality, basically, your perception of yourself is how you show up. How you show up at work, how you show up with your kids, how you show up with other people in relationships, friends, or a love relationship. How you feel about yourself is so important. But unfortunately, our subconscious programming can fog our screen. So if we were told when we were younger that we weren't good enough or that we couldn't do something, that sticks with us in the back of our mind as adults. And so we're just a bunch of kids masquerading around as adults, like my Dr. Shafali, another lady I follow, likes to say. And the power is right now. This moment is all we have, you guys. Time is an illusion. It is a series of present moments. And when you can become aware and conscious in this present moment, every present moment, you gain the power. That's how you connect to your power. The power exists right now, right here. You're able to, through your will, through your soul, through your spirituality, you can connect to that willpower inside and determine, is this really the route I want to take? Is this the decision I want to make in this present moment right now, no matter what's going on? You connect to your power inside, but sometimes we have a foggy screen. Sometimes we have this lens of life that has been conditioned by trauma in our past, by difficult experiences of our past. And so our subconscious mind continues to show up and show us these areas, insecurities, or just ways of thinking that are self-sabotaging. In my book, I tell stories of how I went through difficult times when I was a teenager and young adult. I talk about drug and alcohol abuse. I talk about getting my heart broken to the point where I just didn't want to live anymore. There's a lot of people that struggle behind the screen. They don't share their truth. And we stay behind the screen alone, depressed, anxious about the future, worried, and not connecting with others because we're so depressed and stuck in our own darkness. And my goal is to reach those people. My vision is to reach, teach, and transform over 1 million lives globally by helping people raise their level of consciousness. Understand that you don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to stay in a terrible relationship. You don't have to stay going on that emotional roller coaster. You don't have to stay in that job that you're miserable in, because life is short. It is not meant to be lived in depression or in a sad state or unhappy. There he is, Anthony. I just kept rolling.
That's good. You're wonderful.
Okay, good. I was worried for a second. I was just like, I'm just going to keep going here.
No, you kept going, and you showed us how to respond to situations in your life that come unexpectedly.
Yes, that's right.
Yes, and I kind of caught you by the side as you're talking about how you share different circumstances, different events in your life. You talk about being abused or neglected, or and substance abuse and things like that. So keep going.
Yeah, I mean, the truth is we all have an inner child that needs to be healed, because we're not taught how to deal with our emotions when we're kids or teenagers. And there's so much, especially nowadays, there's so much going on in the world. There's so much fear. There's so much uncertainty. And we have emotions around that, but we're not taught how to process those emotions. And what just took me down the rabbit hole in life was when I started to realize that everything's energy. Your energy, your vibration, your frequency is everything. And guess who has control over that?
You.
We do.
We do.
We do. We have control over our energy.
Yeah.
And it's through our level of consciousness. It's through our level of awareness to be aware of the thoughts that are going on in my mind. Be aware that those thoughts create these feelings in my body. Anthony, I don't watch the news. Do you want to know why I don't watch the news?
Tell us.
Because it's full of fear.
Yeah.
It's fueled by fear. So if you watch the news, you're going to learn about all the bad things that are going on in the world. What about all the good things?
They don't get to share. They don't get to share that in the news. I mean, they'll talk about a murder that happened somewhere. They'll talk about the corruption that is going on around. They'll talk about the crashing economy.
But what about the businesses that are thriving?
They don't.
What about the people? What about the people's lives that are being changed and the people that are waking up?
They don't talk about that.
No. So guess what? I choose where I direct my attention, because where my attention goes, my energy flows.
They won't even say that you published a book.
What's that?
They won't even say that you recently published a book. They won't.
No. Well, you know what? I'm going to get some news station to talk about my book.
And
I
now
can, I will, I am.
you'll have to push them to talk about it. Otherwise, they won't be following you to talk about it.
That's right. That's
Mm-hmm.
right. And that's the problem, I will say, I believe. The problem
Mm-hmm.
with our world today is we feed in and we fuel the fear.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I choose not to fuel fear. I choose to put my fuel into faith,
Mm-hmm.
into the infinitely expanding universe that we're all connected. There are infinite possibilities and solutions.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really all about your mindset and your energy. So let's focus on the good in life. Let's focus on what we want to co create in the future versus staying stuck in the past, the patterns of the past,
Mm-hmm.
the systems that are broken, that we have just been conditioned to follow these particular systems or follow these particular beliefs about ourselves, about other people, about the world around us. But the
Mm-hmm.
truth is, we were forced in 2020 to wake up. We were forced to stop running the hamster wheel.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that should have really woke us up to the truth that we are all really connected
Yeah.
and we all really want one thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
love.
Mm-hmm.
We need more love in the world, Anthony.
Yeah, sure. We need more love in the world. I mean, there's been so much hate being spread around that we forget that we are all interconnected, and we should value one another and embrace one another and love one another.
Yeah.
Now, you talk about, because I had a glance at your book, and you talk about the power of your mind. And
Mhm.
I believe that the mind is such a powerful tool that we've been given by our
Yeah.
Creator.
Mhm.
Now, can you stress more on that idea that we are more than we can ever imagine? We have more power than we have been expressing.
Yes. I think the key is to understand your subconscious mind, the
Mm-hmm.
subconscious programming that you pick up. We have all been conditioned by the memories, experiences, emotions from our past.
Mm-hmm.
The subconscious will continue to play. Its goal is to store information and retrieve information.
Mm-hmm.
We have in our brain what's called a reticular activating system.
Mm-hmm.
What you pay attention to consciously, your reticular activating system basically filters all the stimuli in our outside environment all day. Even when you're sleeping, your subconscious mind doesn't stop working.
Mm-hmm.
The reticular activating system, its job is to filter through and relay information back to your conscious mind of that which you're paying attention to, of that
Yeah.
which you're focusing on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It filters out other things that you're not paying attention to. So let me give you a for instance. Have you ever bought a new car and then you're driving that car and you start to notice that same car more prevalently?
Yeah.
Okay. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
just manufacture a bunch of those cars that you built and sold them in your hometown or your area that you're driving in.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's your
No.
reticular activating system is now aware of that particular car. And so then it points it out to you
Mm-hmm.
throughout the day. That's the power of our mind. Now,
Mm-hmm.
people, guys listening, girls, ladies, children, whoever, the power of your mind is you can program your mind to start to look for and pick up on cues in your environment that can then help you in the future. This is raising your level of consciousness. It's paying
Mm-hmm.
attention to what you want to pay attention. If you continue to feed your mind with negative news stories, you're going to continue to see that in your external environment. You're going to
Yeah.
continue to pick up on those things. But you
Mm-hmm.
can feed your mind with fulfilling information. You can feed your mind and focus your attention on what you're passionate about. You see, we've been conditioned. We've been conditioned since we were little. We were told all the reasons why we can't do something. I
Yeah.
can't do this. You're not good enough. You're not worthy enough. Whatever it is that you believe about yourself is more of what you create in your reality. So
Mm-hmm.
connecting to your power is inside. We have to go inside and love ourselves. Sometimes we have to get behind the screen and clean it. What do I
Mm-hmm.
mean by that? Your perspective shapes your reality.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to clean your screen, the movie that you play on the inside of your mind
Mm-hmm.
about the world around you, about people. Sometimes you have to go inside and clean it. You do
Mm-hmm.
that by going into your subconscious programming and processing some of the trauma, some of the emotions from the past that you never properly processed back then.
Mm-hmm.
And it sticks with you because everything's energy. Energy can't be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed. So I
Mm-hmm.
help my clients get really, really real about what's going on inside, in their mind, in their heart. And then
Mm-hmm.
what do they really want? What do I want? What would I love? Because you can have it, you can create it because the mind is so powerful.
Yeah.
It's a supercomputer. We have a supercomputer in our head that we don't know how to access or harness. It's infinite potential.
Mm. Now, again, in your book, I observed a very prominent thing that you talk about a seven-step life timeline system of transformation. Can you guide us through that?
Yes, I would love to. I I learned this system myself as I've applied it to my own life for many years.
Mm-hmm.
And then I tested it out and I validated it on myself again. And I
Okay.
continue to do it on a daily basis. So
Mm-hmm.
the life timeline system of transformation is like this. Your life timeline is from birth until today.
Yeah.
I'm 40 years old, so I have 40 years of experiences, memories, friendships, relationships, all of that. Those experiences will shape my character,
Mm-hmm.
and they have up until now,
Yeah.
until you can become conscious and aware of what you really want in life. Because I've learned that we have unconscious behavior patterns and we have self sabotaging habits. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I use an example, and I hate to use this example, but I do. I use an example of my mother who triggers me sometimes. And I'm
Mm.
sure lots of people can relate, right? Your mother triggers
Don't
you.
all our mothers trigger?
Okay,
They
so
do
it's not so
trigger.
bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I got tired of feeling that way when my mom would come around and she'd trigger me, and then I would react negatively. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to have that relationship. So I learned to tag it. Okay, that's step one of the 7-step system is to tag my unconscious behavior pattern.
Mm-hmm.
I get triggered by my mom and I react in a negative way. I don't want to continue that. Step
Yeah.
one, tag it. Step two is to go back and remember when was the first time or inception point of this way of thinking, acting, or behavior pattern? Okay. You can
Mm-hmm.
apply it to anything in your life. Go back and remember when was the first time that this happened. And what I realized is I had unconscious resentment towards my mother. And
Mm-hmm.
I explain this in the book. So I remember the first time my parents got divorced when I was 8 years old. So this goes all the way back to my 8-year-old little girl who was torn away from a family and separated. And my father had a lot of resentment towards my mother. I picked that up in my subconscious programming in going
Mm-hmm.
through their fighting and things. And then step three is to feel it. So I didn't properly process those emotions back then. And I probably didn't properly feel it because our subconscious is wired to keep us safe.
Yeah.
It's our defense mechanism. So instead of feeling those emotions, I probably bottled it up, right? And I didn't
Mm-hmm.
properly process it because we're not taught how to do that when we're 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Step four is to flip it. So we are also wired to remember the negative experiences of life, but sometimes we have to flip the screen that we're playing in our mind and see it from a different perspective or look for the silver lining in that experience. We go through seasons for a reason, and most of the time we might not understand why.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the key, is to flip it and try to see it from a different perspective. And I explain that in the book too. Step 5 is to release it. We carry energy with us. The
Mm-hmm.
subconscious mind has all of that energy. So when you say, oh, I feel like bad things always happen to me, or I have a dark cloud following me around, get conscious about that and really go inside and figure out, why might I be carrying this dark cloud around? Do I have baggage or unprocessed energy, suppressed emotions that are that black cloud following me around? And you need to release it. And you can
Mm-hmm.
do that. And I
Mm-hmm.
talk about ways to release energy. Step 6 is to reprogram. This is the fun part, because we can reprogram our minds. If you don't know about neuroplasticity, look it up, because they thought 25 years ago that the mind you had as a child was the mind you were going to always have. That's not the case. We
Ah.
can reprogram and repattern our way of thinking. And that is what I think a lot of people in the world, transformational leaders and teachers, are trying to explain, is the
Mm-hmm.
fact that you can overcome your subconscious programming through the 5 steps I just told you, and then reprogram your mind for what you want to attract. Remember the reticular activating system. I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to say, I want to be interviewed by Oprah Winfrey. I can be interviewed by Oprah Winfrey. I will be interviewed by Oprah Winfrey. I am being interviewed by Oprah Winfrey. And you
Mm-hmm.
can do this. So I teach ways to reprogram your mind. And step 7 is the most important step. Are you ready for it, Anthony?
Yeah, tell us.
Resonate.
Resonate.
You have to resonate in the energy of that vision or dream that you want to achieve.
Okay.
What does resonate mean? Everything's energy. So you have to vibrate at that energetic frequency now.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's talk about energy. So feelings of hate, anger, fear, envy, those are low vibrational frequencies. It's a dense level. You feel dense,
Yeah.
because if you're angry, if you're fearful, if you're worried, you're not up here, you're down here.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can raise your level of vibration, because joy, happiness, gratitude, those are high vibrational frequencies.
Mm.
So you have to resonate at the vibration of that which you're looking to manifest or attract, but you have to
Mm-hmm.
do it now. So how do
Mm-hmm.
I do that? Well, if I want to be a speaker, then I better start getting on podcasts or going and speaking at places for free right now. I need
Yeah.
to get practice, and I need to show up with that vibration of, I want to transform your audience. I want to wake your people up in your audience. So I
Mm-hmm.
have to resonate at that energetic frequency. The same thing, you apply it to whatever it is you're looking to do or attract, and you resonate at that level.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's rinse and repeat, because it's 21 days to break a habit and 90 days to reprogram a way of thinking. That's why most coaching programs are a 12-week coaching program. I teach this system of transformation in the book. And then I also offer a supplemental Master Your Mindset, Heal Your Soul coaching program to take you deeper into these 7 steps and give you the support and resources and strategies to really make this system of transformation as effective for you as it can be.
Oh, that's
So
good.
that's
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. And I may ask at this point, because we are talking about power, passion, and purpose. Uh, uh, passion, passion. How do I find my passion?
What do
How,
you love?
I
What
mean,
do you love?
and is it connected to gifts? Because many times we talk about our gifts and talents.
Mhm.
It is what I love necessarily what my gift is.
So this is how I look at it.
Mm.
What makes your soul sing?
Mm-hmm.
What makes your soul sing? When I'm working with my clients, I am enlightened. I mean, I light up because I get to see the transformation that they're taking. I have a dream builder client right now, and every week when I talk to him for an hour, my soul's singing. I'm
Yeah.
lit up. My vibration is high. So your passion is something that makes your soul sing. It lights you up. And you can see it. I can see it energetically. I do a lot of workshops while I'll have people step into their future 3 years from now and tell me their dream. And
Mm-hmm.
when they speak it out loud, you just see their level of vibration rise and you can see like their soul singing. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what it is. What your passion is something that makes your soul sing. It lights you up. And it's something that um, you would love to do no matter what, whether you're making money for it or not, or it just seems like time flies by when you're doing it because you're loving what you do. And when you love what you do, you're not paying attention to time or anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Your soul's singing. You're in tune. You're aligned. And I believe that your passion and purpose should be in line,
Okay.
right? So you connect to your inner power because here's the deal. You can't change anyone around you. You can't really do anything else out here. You have to have it all in here.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, I believe as people, as human beings, we have voids and we look to external people, things, substances to fill our voids.
Mm-hmm.
But the truth is, no one and nothing is ever going to fill that void in you. It's yours to fill.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to practice more self love, self compassion, inner healing. So then we connect to our power in here. When you do that, you can align with your passion, that thing that lights you up and makes your soul sing.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're doing that, I believe you can become aligned with your purpose. So people say, why am I here? You're here to live out your gift. You're here to experience this life in this physical body, in your five senses, three dimensions, but there's so much more.
Mm-hmm.
And when you realize that, then you can navigate through the invisible forces of energy, the positive and negative, the duality.
Mm-hmm.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. Now, where can people find you? And if maybe some of them are interested in your coaching program or the workshops that you provide, how can they find you?
Yeah. So my website is carrie-schmidt.com. There you
Mm-hmm.
go. Look at that. Look, Anthony's a master. He's awesome. I'm coming to Greece to visit. So you can go to carrie-schmidt.com. On Facebook, I'm at Coach Carrie Schmidt. On Instagram, I'm at Care Bear Schmidt because that's my nickname, Care Bear.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. You can go to Amazon and buy Behind the Screen right now, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And if you go to my website, and if you are interested in learning more about what it's like to work with me or some of my programs, you can schedule a complimentary strategy session,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll talk with you for 30 minutes and pour into you. And it's really cool.
That's wonderful. And all those links are going to be tagged on the video. Now they are already there and they are going to remain there. So anybody that is going to watch this, even after we are through with it, you can always follow up with Carrie and enjoy those benefits that she's talking about. So at this point, we are just about to end the show. And we would want you to tell us
Mm.
a few words that we should always remember. Now tell us.
You can do anything you put your mind and heart to. It's all about this electromagnetic frequency. Electromagnetic. Everything on this earth is electromagnetic. So are you. So remember that you can do anything at all. You can reprogram your mind. You can overcome your subconscious programming. You can find the love of your life. I did this. I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my soulmate. So you can do anything you put your mind and heart to. It starts with you. And it starts with the decision, and it starts right now. Because, like I said earlier, the power, the gift of this life is right now. It's the present moment. That's the present. So
Mm,
you can start, you can change, you can transform your life. When you transform your life, you transform other people's lives around you, and you become a ripple. You have a ripple effect in the universe. So
mm,
let's ripple waves of compassion and gratitude and love, because you can
mm.
do it.
You can do it.
You can do it.
That says Carrie. Thank you very much. We really
Thank you.
appreciate all that you've shared with us. And we also thank each and every person who's been watching us, and also those who get to watch us after we are through, or listen from one of our podcast platforms where we are. Just search for Now Tell Us, or simply go to nowtellus.com and follow us from there, even on our YouTube. And we will be glad to continue hearing from you. So tell us. You who's listening, you can also tell us at some point. So that's about it. I'm your host, Anthony Morore, and Carrie. We are saying bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.